Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. And this video is long overdue. I've got people messaging me, people commenting that I should make a video and share all the steps involved in GPHC adjudication for them to apply for ospap. So by the way, my name is Miss Bimbo and I'm a Nigerian trained pharmacist, and in this video I'm going to be sharing all the steps that are involved in your GPHC adjudication. By the way, if you are an overseas trained pharmacist, you should know that you can't come to the UK and automatically become qualified to practice. So you need to go through what is known as ospap. It's a program that is designed for overseas trained pharmacists, and it's a 9 months to 1 year course. You either go for MSc or PG diploma. So before you can enroll for ospap, you need to assess your documents, and you need to apply via the regulatory body. So GPHC is the regulatory body that is inspecting and regulating pharmacy practice in the UK. Without wasting much of your time, I'll just dive straight into the video because it's quite a lot of information, and in this video I'll just highlight all the documents that you need, and in the next video we're going to go through the application form together. So first thing that you need to know is that UK doesn't recognize your certificate if you're not trained in the UK as a pharmacist. Hence, you need to assess your certificate using enic so as to assess how your certificate or your qualifications compare to the UK pharmacy qualifications. So you need enic to get your certificate of comparability, and this doesn't come free of charge, so you need to pay a sum to enic to get your certificate assessed. And also you need some documents to submit to enic. All of the documents you need to send for your enic certificate of comparability include your certificates, that's your pharmacy qualifications. You need to send in your ID, that's your biodata page of your passport, and also you need to send in your transcripts. This you don't have to send directly, so you have to contact your university, your institution, to send your transcript via mail to enic email address. So you need your transcript as well as any evidence of change of name. That is, if your name has changed from what it was or what it is on your qualifications. So take for instance, you're a lady, you were bearing your father's name on your certificate, but now you're married and you have changed your name and your passport is bearing your marital name or any other name. So you need to put in your, like if you're Nigerian, a newspaper publication of your change of name as well as your affidavit. And also you need to also submit like an evidence of your current name, which is your passport. So these are the 4 things that you need to submit. And if your certificate is not in English language, you would also need a translator to help you translate the certificate to English, and then you need to certify that translation and then send that as well to enic. The cost of enic certificate of comparability is £49.50, and for you to do this you can go to www.enic.org.uk to find out any other information that you need. Once your qualification has been assessed to be equivalent to UK pharmacy qualification, you can then move on to the next step. But if it has been assessed not to be equivalent to UK pharmacy qualification, then you may need to submit additional evidence to back up your certificate. Next thing that you need now is your proof of English proficiency, or you say evidence of English proficiency, which is either your IELTS academics or OET for professionals, right? And if you are from any English speaking country, according to UK Gov, there's a list of there's a list of English speaking countries. Yeah, if you are taught in English and you're being examined in English, then you can be exempt from writing IELTS or OET. Somewhere like Nigeria is not one of those English speaking countries referred to by the UK government, so you will need to submit either your IELTS or your OET certificate. Either of these. For IELTS, you need to score a minimum of 7 for the 4 modules, that's speaking, listening, writing, and the 4th one, you need to score a minimum of 7, and for OET, you need a grade B in each of the modules as well, and then it has to be 1 sitting. So remember that IELTS expires in 2 years. So expiry of IELTS is 2 years. So you need to consider what time. You need to be strategic about when to write your IELTS. But preferably you can write your IELTS first or your OET, because of course it takes 2 years before it becomes out of date. The 3rd set of documents that you need to send are documents that cannot be sent by a third party, which is you. So for these documents, you need your institutions to mail this document directly to GPHC, and this include your transcript. So you need to contact your institution to send your transcript to GPHC directly. Also, your letter of good standing from your regulatory body. Pharmacy regulatory body in Nigeria is the Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria, PCN. So you need to get a letter of good standing from PCN or whichever your regulatory body is in your country, and then sent to GPHC. Also, you need to know that it doesn't come free of charge for Nigerians. You need to pay. The last I checked, it was 100,000 naira for letter of good standing, and it also expires after 6 months. So after 6 months, if you have your letter of good standing sent to GPHC and other documents have not been sent to GPHC, then you have to, request for another one. So you should consider like requesting for these like at the end of everything, at the last stage, so that it doesn't expire. You need 3 types of referencing. One has to be from maybe your current job or your recent job. If you're still working, practicing as a pharmacist, you can get a reference from your employer, or if you have just quit your job, from your last employer. Also, you need to get another reference from your academic tutor or professional that supervised your work in the university. Peradventure, you are already in the UK and you're already working as a pharmacy dispenser, or you are here to do your master's in pharmacy related course, maybe master's in clinical pharmacy, all those things, then you also need an additional referencing from either your academic tutor in your university here or from your employer in the UK here, making it 3 referencing for you. But if you're not in the UK at all, you only need 2 references from your employer and your academic tutor. These references have to be sent directly from your referees to GPHC. It shouldn't be from a third party, not from you, because they need to verify their emails, and your referee should not be a member of your family, and they should be notified that GPHC can contact them. What document is your identification? So the GPHC needs your proof of identity, such as your passport. The biodata page of your passport has to be sent to them. Also, you don't have to send the original copies of all of these things. No, you just have to make photocopies and then certify all your photocopies. We will still get to that in my next video. So you need to send them your birth certificate as well, certified copy of your birth certificate. You also need to send them any proof of change of name. Maybe you have changed your name because you're now married, or maybe your name was not correctly arranged in your certificate and now in your identity your name has changed, or the arrangement of your names have changed. You need to be able to provide evidence to back those changes up, such as a newspaper publication or an affidavit. And if your birth certificate is not written in English, you also need a translator to translate it, and this translator has to be a professional one, and then you need to certify all these documents. Basically, what other ID do you need? So if you're also married and your name has changed because you're married, you also need to provide your marriage certificate. This point is very important, because if you don't provide any additional information or documents, and then you send all your documents to GPHC via DHL or whatever means, if they get your documents and they are not complete, it will delay the processing time, because they will have to send you a mail requesting for additional documents. So as much as possible, just send them everything. It's better to send them, more document that they need than for you to send them less document that they need, and then they have to send you mails to send additional documents and all of that. So in order to avoid that hassle, it's better you just send them as many documents as you have. It's better to be safe than sorry, right? The fifth document that you need to send is your application form. So after you've got your IELTS and all of these things, you need to go. I'm going to drop the link in the description for you to download your GPHC application form. You need to fill that form. It's about 2 or 3 pages, I can't remember. You need to fill out the form in block letters, that's capital letters, uppercase, and there shouldn't be any cancellation on that form. So I would advise, this is what I will recommend, that you first fill out the form with a pencil that you can easily clean off, so that if there's any mistake, you don't transfer it with a pen. So first fill it out with a pencil, fill lightly. If your birth certificate was not issued within the first year you were born, then you will need to fill a statutory declaration on the application form. I'll get to that in my next video because I don't want this video to be too long, right? Also, if your certificate is assessed as not equivalent to UK pharmacy qualifications, you will need to send additional information, and that is listed in on the GPHC website, and I'll be talking about that in my next video. Also, if you're registered with any other healthcare regulatory body, whether in the UK or abroad, overseas, you need a letter of good standing from them as well. For instance, from being a pharmacist in Nigeria, you have become a nurse in the UK, and then now you want to do ospap to practice as a pharmacist in the UK, you need to also submit your letter of good standing from nursing regulatory body in the UK. That's what they are saying. So basically, these are all the documents that you need, and after gathering all of these documents, you have to DHL these documents or use any other trackable service to send all these documents to GPHC address, which I'm going to be talking about in my next video, right? So after sending all of these to GPHC, make sure you collect your tracking number from this trackable service that you have used, because GPHC is not going to tell you, we will not be able to track the document for you. So once you get your trackable or your tracking number, once GPHC receives all your documents and they assess all your documents to be sure that they are all complete, you don't need to send any additional documents, they would send you a mail, and on the mail, they will send you a link to pay the application fee, which is £739. Yeah, the application fee is £739. And after, paying this money, they are going to process it. And from the date you pay the money, within 8 weeks, your letter from GPHC should be ready. That is your confirmation, your GPHC confirmation letter should be ready and will be forwarded to you. An e-copy is usually forwarded to you. On that application form, you would have chosen like 3 universities out of the 4 universities in the UK that are currently doing the ospap program. GPHC allows you to, pick just 3 out of the 4. And they are going to inform these universities that you are now eligible. That's if you're eligible to apply for ospap. And basically, these are the documents that you need. And in my next video, I'm going to be showing you the application form and everything that you need to fill on the application form. I hope this has been helpful to you. If yes, please do like this video and consider subscribing and share this video out. If today is your first time coming across my channel, I say a very big thank you to you, and please don't be a stranger. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always tuning in, and I hope to see you in my next video.